Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. It's a Tuesday here in the great city of Cincinnati. I'm your host, Jeff Trunipole, and this is Sports with Strawberry Ice, where I'm always bringing you sports from a West Side point of view. My apologies for not doing the show yesterday. Just a whole bunch of stuff going on in the world, and my family was home, and just a lot of stuff. So, sorry I didn't do a show yesterday, but I'm back at it today. And did you hear? Tom Brady has told the New England Patriots he's not coming back. Now, the rumors are, big rumors I keep hearing, because, well, I'm married to a Floridian, and her and her family are all excited that Tommy Boy might be coming to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You never know. I wouldn't be surprised to hear it. I hate this team, but I would not be surprised if Tommy decides to go home and go to the San Francisco 49ers. They were just in the Super Bowl last year. Do you think Tommy makes that throw, where Garoppolo overthrew Devo, the wide receiver for the 49ers, who had at least 2 steps on the Kansas City Chiefs? That would have been a touchdown. Probably would have won the Super Bowl for the 49ers. You think Tommy makes that play? He might. And the 49ers owner and GM and coach might be thinking the same thing. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to the 49ers. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to Tampa. The one I would be surprised to is San Diego. The LA Chargers. Because what do they have? Tommy wants to go somewhere where he can win a Super Bowl. People say, well, he wants life after football. He's Tom freaking Brady, man. He's football. Football. If he wants life after football, it's going to be something about football. So, like working for ESPN, doing Monday Night Football, or something like that. He's not LeBron James. He didn't go out there. He's not going to LA to make movies and do all this other stuff. Tom Brady is football 24 hours a day. So, in my opinion, he's going to wherever he thinks the best situation is to win a Super Bowl. Now, you got to look at it this way. One thing the New England Patriots do better than anybody else, other than win Super Bowls, is get rid of guys when they're done. So, for some reason, Bill Belichick does not think Tom Brady is worth it. But, of course, everybody else does because it's Tom freaking Brady, and he's won 6 Super Bowls. So, I'm not saying Tom's done by no means whatsoever. If he goes to Tampa, they got a lot of weapons there. If he goes to San Francisco, they got a lot of weapons there, and he can win at both places. I have no idea where he's going to go. I would think the 49ers would have a leg up on it because it is his hometown team. He rooted for the 49ers growing up. He was there during the 80s when they freaking beat my Bengals twice in the Super Bowl. But I would prefer him to go to the Tampa Bay. I would all day long go to the Bucs because, like I said, I hate the 49ers. So, that's the big news of the day, that Tom is not going back to New England. Now, this opens up the discussion that has been going on for the offseason is if Tom Brady leaves the Patriots, will the Patriots trade for Andy Dalton? Now, they have a backup quarterback there that some people think is as good as Andy Dalton. I don't know. He's a backup. You never know what you're going to get with him because I don't even know if he's actually even took a snap in an NFL game yet this year. I do know Andy Dalton has taken multiple snaps and he's led his team to 5 straight playoffs. Yes, I know. He didn't win any of them. But he did do that. And in my opinion, you put Andy Dalton in with a system like Bill Belichick has, and they got to add some more pieces and everything, but he could thrive in that. Now, the Bengals and the Patriots have been trading partners in the past. And most of the time when the Bengal player gets traded to the Patriots, they end up winning a Super Bowl. Except for Chad Johnson. I think he's the only one that didn't. So that's a good sign for Andy if he gets there. Normally, Bengals win Super Bowls when they go to the Patriots. So, that's the big news of the day. What do you guys think? Where do you think Tommy's going? You think he's going to go to Tampa? You think he's going to go to San Francisco? Leave your comments down below. Tweet them out to me. Facebook page. All of it under Sports Strawberry Ice. You think there's a chance that Andy Dalton could be going to New England? Now, the other team that I keep hearing, I've heard this one actually more here lately, is the Chicago Bears. Now, I know there are some Bears fans out there. I have a friend of mine who's a Bears fan. He's like, no, I do not want Andy Dalton. But again, Andy Dalton, say what you want about him, he's a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. If you got a awesome defense like the Bears have, you got a running game like the Bears have, and you got weapons like the Bears have, Andy Dalton could win you a Super Bowl because you have everything else around him, which is what the Bengals had when he was leading us to 5 straight playoffs. We had everything else around him. So, again, Andy's not the guy who's going to win you the Super Bowl, but he's probably the guy who's not going to lose it for you. Now you say, well, he didn't win it for the Bengals. Yeah, well, none of them did, okay? And it's not just one guy. Marvin Lewis was there with Chad Johnson and Carson Palmer, and they didn't win a playoff game either. So all this stuff that people say about Andy Dalton, just need to squash it. I mean, he's not a great quarterback, but he's not a terrible one. If you've got a team that's ready to win right now, and you're struggling because you have a quarterback who can't throw or throws too many interceptions, I think Andy Dalton's a good fit for you. So that's the next shoe to drop for the Bengals. What are they going to do with Andy Dalton, and where's he going to go? Now, had a story come out today. All this is from ESPN because they're pretty much the only thing that's going on, and the NFL is the only thing that's happening. Actually, this came out yesterday. I'm very happy that the NFL is still going to have the draft. I'm not surprised at all that they're not going to have any fans there. I'm hoping that they still have it in Vegas and they still have people around there, and it's not, all Facebook Live like, Roger Goodell is over here on this screen, announcing the Cincinnati Bengals draft Joe Burrow, and then Joe Burrow's over on this screen with, his family and friends up in Ohio, and, he holds up a Bengals jersey that way. I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. We're not going to get the glitz and glamour of the NFL draft. This could be the second coming of, or the biggest quarterback the Bengals have ever gotten, and we're not going to get all that stuff because, well, it's not going to be as big of a show because the fans aren't there. But I'm glad the NFL is at least going to go on with it. And they went on with their league year. Somebody asked me the other day on my Facebook page, Sports with Strawberry Ice, do I think the NFL season will start on time? Well, yeah. I mean, they don't start till September. Yeah, these mini camps and training camps, they might not happen. Because, hopefully by June, we are back to somewhat normalcy. I know they have stuff in May and April, and that might not be happening. It's most likely not going to. But June, hopefully things will start rolling around and we'll start getting somewhat back to a normal life. Okay. The Panthers, Carolina Panthers, and Cam Newton are having a little bit of disagreement. The Panthers say that Cam Newton is unhappy and he wants to be traded. Well, Cam came out on social media and he said, "Stop with the wordplay. I never asked for this. There is no dodging this one. I love the Panthers to death and will always love you guys. You forced me into this." So we got a little bit of a difference of opinion. The Panthers say that Cam wants to be traded and they've given him permission to go out and seek a trade. And Cam is saying that's not what he said, but they're forcing him to do it. Either way, it sounds like Cam Newton is going to be traded and not going to play for the Panthers anymore, which, again, not surprising. They got a new owner, a new coach, a new offense coordinator. I mean, they're really gotten rid of everybody except Christian McCaffrey, which, to me, if you're starting over, you might as well trade Christian McCaffrey and try to get some more draft picks and get, as many draft picks as you can because you're not going to be that good this year. So, it's an interesting he said, she said stuff going on in the NFL. It's always something, right? Always something. So, that's just interesting. All right, now, one of the places that was, some sources were saying that Tom Brady could possibly go was the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, we actually have to call them the Las Vegas Raiders because they are going to play there this year, hopefully, if their stadium's done. Which, I still think they're going to play there because I know with this corona pandemic going on that the construction on the stadium has slowed down. But UNLV has a football stadium there. So, worst case, their state-of-the-art, awesome stadium is not ready for the Raiders at the beginning of the season. They could play in the UNLV college football stadium. But looks like they are going to have a new quarterback. I don't know if he's going to start, but sources, ESPN again, says that they have signed the Raiders and Marcus Mariota have agreed to a deal. Now, this is interesting because John Gruden has just went up and down and said, I love Derek Carr. That's my man. I like Derek Carr and blah. But all the other reports you get from everybody else is that he's not happy with Derek Carr. He wants a better quarterback, yada, yada, yada. Now, if you've ever remember back in the day when John Gruden was the Raiders' original coach and then he went to the Buccaneers, he bounced around from quarterback to quarterback till he found one. Now, with Carr, he's been there, I think, with 3 years, at least 2 years. And I'm surprised that he's kind of stuck with him. I don't mean he doesn't have anybody any better. But back in Tampa, after Brad Johnson, he's the guy who was the quarterback for the Buccaneers when they won the Super Bowl in 2002. After he retired or they parted ways, John Gruden bounced from quarterback to quarterback to quarterback to quarterback. And, he never could find one. So this kind of, if they just go with Mariota and they have Carr, I could see Gruden just playing bad scientist a little bit too much with this. Because he's got two toys. He can put them against each other, and sometimes that helps, sometimes it doesn't. Now, Mariota, I don't know if that's going to help him or not because he had a chance to, competition with Tannehill last year, and he lost. So I'm not sure how he does with that. We'll find out. But it could be an interesting situation. And the other thing is, could Gruden turn Mariota around? He was, Heisman Trophy winner, and he was the number. Was he number one pick? I think he was number one pick. I can't remember anymore. Him or Winston. I think he was. Anyway, it's going to be a very interesting season with John Gruden having at least two quarterbacks, and you never know. There's still Tom Brady out there. Maybe he'll go to the Vegas Raiders, and then he'll have three quarterbacks. But I'm pretty sure if he signs Tom Brady, Tommy Boy is going to start. Because one thing for sure, wherever Tommy's going, he is going to be the man. There's no way Tom Brady is not going to go there and not start. Because that's an interesting thought I had. Tommy came out and announced that he is leaving the Patriots. I'm rolling back to the beginning of my first story. But you usually don't leave a job unless you already have one. Now, he says he doesn't know where he's going. I find that hard to believe that he doesn't know. I think he has some ideas. I'm surprised. I personally thought if he was going to go anywhere, it was going to be Tennessee. But then they signed Tannehill yesterday. So that one kind of surprised me. And then he comes out today and says that he's not going back to New England. So we'll see what happens. I think Tommy has a pretty good idea where he's going to go. I think they're just trying to dot the I's and cross the T's. And I know my in-laws and all my friends in Florida are really hoping he goes to the Buccaneers. But we'll see. You never know. All right, more signings. Dallas Cowboys. They signed Amari Cooper, 5 years, $100 million. Now, again, I find this interesting. You signed your wide receiver, who, don't get me wrong, has been a great wide receiver for you since you picked him up from the Raiders. Why have you signed Dak? I don't understand this. Like, you heard him shelled out the money to the wide receiver who helps Dak, but you haven't actually signed Dak. So you got his wide receiver, you got his running back, you got his offensive line. Everybody signed except the quarterback. Now, is Dak Prescott a great quarterback? I don't know yet. I will keep it at that because there has been times where he has played awesome. And there's times where he hasn't. Would I sign him if I was the Dallas Cowboys? Yes. Because the thing is, when you sign an NFL contract, it doesn't really mean anything. You can sign it for 5 years, $100 million, but if, say, $500 of it is guaranteed, which I'm sure he's got way more than that guaranteed, that's all they're getting, for sure. So he can sign for 5 years all he wants. I doubt he'll see all this. And I don't know what the guaranteed money is. That's the part that they have to make sure the players get is the guaranteed money. That's the part they can't take. Now, that's where I'm like, why aren't you signing Dak? I mean, you went and you signed Zeke. It took a little while. You signed Zeke. Now you've thrown a whole bunch of money at Cooper. You got your quarterback, and this is a quarterback-run league, and you've got one. You've got a pretty good one. What else are you going to get? I mean, Bridgewater, which I'm not saying Bridgewater is a bad quarterback. Bridgewater is a very good quarterback, but is he better than Dak Prescott? I don't know. I don't think so, because Dak's been playing for you for 4 years, and he's been winning playoff games and winning you lots of football games. Bridgewater has been hurt. He's been a backup. I mean, not when he's come in and played, he's played great. So I don't know who's out there that they think they can get, other than maybe Tom Brady. I heard that name again. But I really have a hard time seeing Tom Brady in a Cowboys uniform. I just don't see it. I don't see that one. I mean, me personally, this whole thing, free agency is all the biggest story is going to be Tom Brady where he goes. I really do believe it's either Tampa Bay or San Francisco. That's my two horses I'm running with. Cowboys, get Dak signed. It's just ridiculous. All right, now Houston, Texas made a weird trade. I don't know why. I'll just read it. DeAndre Hopkins, they traded him to the Arizona Cardinals for a running back, David Johnson. Hopkins was like their best wide receiver on their team. You made a great playoff run. You had a really good season. Not sure why you trade your best wide receiver for another running back when you already got, I think, 3 of them. They're pretty good. So that one's a little iffy and a little, huh? Now I'm wearing my Bengals stuff, so, the Bengals, they talked about all this. We're going to get into free agency, and I'm like, yeah, all right, let's sign a wide receiver. Let's sign a linebacker. Let's sign an offensive line. We tagged A.J. Green. The 7-time Pro Bowler is tagged for a 1-year deal around $18 million. But the Bengals also, they offered contracts to Brandon Wilson, Cedric Carter, nose tackle Joseph Taputa, I think, and guard Alex Redmond. Okay. Mike, I know you like signing your own guys. I do. I think I probably understand that more than most Bengals fans, because it's something you got from your father. You would rather go with the guy you know than the one you don't know. I got it. And the whole pandemic and everything's all twisty-turvy and all this stuff, and we got to get in the game. We got to try to get something done here. A linebacker, an offensive lineman, a cornerback. We got to get something done. Now, the interesting thing with this whole pandemic and we can't go anywhere, it might help the Bengals a little bit, because these guys can't fly in and the Bengals try to razzle-dazzle them with however they do that. They can do the exact same thing that everybody else can do. Call them all on the phone, FaceTime them, and talk. So, hopefully, the coaches have already done the legwork already to talk to the guys that they want. Because they said they had a list of guys that they were interested in. Haven't signed any of them yet. So maybe this coronavirus pandemic could help the Bengals in that aspect and not getting outwined and dined, because just from past stories, we don't add up to everybody else of how they wine and dine their players. So maybe it's a good thing for us. As me, I'm always looking for the brighter side of this. Hopefully this will happen. The Bengals need to get in the game is all I know. Now, get back to AJ Green. I don't think it's a bad deal for the Bengals to do this. I mean, people are like, oh, Mike Brown's cheap, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, yes, I agree. Mike Brown is cheap. I do agree with you on that. But not this one. I mean, I love AJ Green. AJ Green has been a great Bengal. If he was healthy the last 2 years, I'd sign him for 5 years, $100 million like Amari Cooper. I would have no problem with that. But he hasn't been. He didn't play any games last year. I think he played 5 the year before that. He's 30 years old. Those aren't good signs. Now, most likely, if the Bengals don't sign him long term, he's probably going to walk. Again, I'm okay with that. Because this draft, there's so many wide receivers, so many good wide receivers that the Bengals could get. Now, back to what I said a couple weeks ago. If the Bengals sign a couple people in free agency, they can go get more toys in the draft. Like, they can get a wide receiver in the second round and not have to draft an offensive lineman if they sign one, you know? And the thing is, the offensive line, they got Hopkins at center, Justin Williams at left tackle, and Fred. I cannot remember his last name, but Dave Lapham was talking about Fred something or other. He played left tackle for the Bengals a lot at the end of last year when the offensive line actually started looking pretty good. He can swing him over to right tackle. So, bam, bam, bam. According to Dave Lapham, those are 3 spots in the offensive line that he thinks are set and they're going to be good. So that just leaves the guards. You can sign a free agent guard, can't you? I would think so. But what do I know? As always, I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel. Stuck in my basement. Like, seriously stuck in my basement. Or the ice cave, whatever you call it. Okay, now, since we can't go anywhere, and we can't go to bars, we can't go to restaurants, can't do anything, all we can do is watch guys like me on YouTube, and we talk on Facebook. So, I got a couple of Facebook pages I would like you to check out. We have Bengals Nation, Bearcats Country, and Reds Country. They're all Facebook groups that I help run. Also, go out and check out my own page, Sports with Strawberry Ice on Facebook. It's on Twitter and Instagram. I did it again, Instagram. My Twitter handle is Jeff A. Trennepohl, Trennepohl. And like I said before in the past, if you're getting the show on a Facebook link, do me a favor. If you don't have an account for YouTube, go on to YouTube, get your little account. It costs you no money. Just get you an account and subscribe to my show. And that way it'll pop up on your YouTube account and you'll always see me. And I really think it'd be really, really cool if I still kept adding subscribers when there's no sports going on. There's sports. There's NFL offseason. There's no games being played. I'm up to 150. So I added, 3 people over the weekend? And nothing's happening. And I missed the show yesterday. That's pretty good. Anyway, that's just sports, baby. Like I said, like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends about me. See you guys.